Good morning, Professor Wu and my dear classmate. You must have heard there is a classic quote from Newton: "If I have seen further than others, it is because I was standing on the shoulder of the giant." I believe we all have a person whom we want to follow his or her example and learn for the change, courage, or even belief. Today I'd like to talk about the actress Emma Watson. First, I'm going to briefly show you her life story and achievement. Then I'll tell you why I admire her. Emma was born in Paris, earning worldwide fame, critical accolades, and around $60 million in all 8 Harry Potter films from 2001 to 2011. From 2011 to 14, she split her time. Between studying at Brown University and Oxford, and her life and working on her film project. And she knows the importance of education, so she promoted it for girls visiting the least developed country to do so. After she promoted education and visiting the least developed country and hearing the first-hand story about gender inequality, she took further action and became a United Women Goodwill Ambassador. She also be appointed to have a speech in United at headquarters where she launched the campaign. The day after she turned 25, she placed number 26 on the Time 100 list of the world's most influential people. So why I admire her? One is her persistence. She didn't settle for just being the girl from Harry Potter. But instead, she decided to become a well-educated person that gives back to society. Other is that her courage. She refused to stop fighting. After she receiving threats within 12 hours. The other thing is that
Professor Hu and my dear classmates. I'm glad to be here. I would like to begin by asking you one question. How many of you know the speech He for She? I'm pretty sure that many of you have heard it before. Today, I would like to talk about a brave and brilliant young woman, Emma Watson. First, I would like to talk about her life story, achievements, and the reason why she is my role model. To begin with, Emma was born in 19. When she was 6, she wanted to become an actress. So she had some training in order to learn singing, dancing, and acting. At her age of 9, casting began for Harry Potter. The author supported Emma for her first scene test. So Harry Potter was her debut screen performance. Because of starring in all the series of Harry Potter, Emma becomes famous all around the world. And besides Harry Potter, the other acting role includes Beauty and the Beast and The Circle, etc. From 2005, Emma started her modeling career. She keeps evolving in fashion. She attends many brands' activities and is chosen to be the cover girl of many magazines. Despite fame and success, she found it necessary to enroll herself in a university. So she graduated from Brown University with a bachelor's degree in English literature. She really loves reading, meditating, and doing yoga. She is even certified to teach other people. Moreover, she has received many awards, such as Teen Choice, British Fashion, and Style Icon. In 2009, she worked as a creative advisor for People3, which is a fair trade fashion brand. In 2014, Emma was appointed as the United Nations Women Goodwill Ambassador. So the reason why I'm full of admiration for her is because she inspires me in many ways. First is her courage to stand out and fight for gender equality. Just like she's an advocate to represent as only women. I'm also the member of Goodwill Ambassador, and I feel great and honored when I'm helping other people and representing as our university at the same time. She lets me know I should try my best to help other people who are in need. Second is her confidence lets me know I can do and be whatever I want. Last is her attitude toward imperfection. She looks perfect, but she doesn't think she is perfect at all. So the most important thing is to love yourself. And all in all, I hope you have found something new and interesting. I have mentioned about her life, achievements, and how she has an influence on me. And I would like to end with a quote. In her speech, He for She, Emma once said, "If not me, who? If not now, when?" Thank you very much.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. It's glad to meet you all. We all have a person that we truly admire in our mind, and there must be a reason for us to admire them, maybe for their intelligence or for their hardworking attitude in dealing with different problems. Today, I'm going to talk about a person who has a legendary life, and most of you must have read the book she writes. She is J.K. Rowling. In the beginning, I will talk about her life story, and then I will mention the achievements she has done, and finally, I will talk about the reason why I admire her. Rowling was born in Yate, Gloucestershire, England in 1955. At the age of 4, the whole family moved to the nearby village Winterbonny, and since then she started her studying process. She first took the entrance exam for Oxford University, but unfortunately failed. Then she entered Exeter University for studying French and classics. After she finished her study, she met her ex-husband in Portugal and got married after 1 year. Then they soon got divorced after 1 year, and Rowling raised her daughter Jessica by herself. Later on, she met a Scottish doctor and remarried him in 2001 and kept on her writing career until now. Rowling has done many things in taking care of people, and she is now the gingerbread president president. And after her mom passed away, she has donated the profit to support the research and the treatment of the multiple sclerosis. And in 2006, she donated the profit to Heaven Foundation. And in 2008, she and 12 other writers added the charities Dyslexia, Ancient, and English Pen. I truly admire her for helping children and someone who has multiple sclerosis disease just like her mother. And she always donates money as much as she can. And she uses her creativity to write and earn the profit, then using these profits to help change the world better. And to sum up, I think Rowling's creativity, kind heart, working attitude has made her a well-known storyteller for the people all around the world. She affects me a lot in my thinking and way I do, and making me realize that there are still many wonderful things worth to do and try. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. I'm sure every one of us have heard of the high-end brand Coco Chanel or the designer Chanel herself. But how many of you know that Coco in fact is not her real name? Today, I'd like to share a few facts about this queen of fashion who came from nothing and ended up building an empire. I'll start with her background and achievements, and I'll tell you what makes her the most admirable person to me. Gabrielle Chanel was born in France in 1883. As a young kid, she has a struggling, dark childhood. Her mother died and her father abandoned her and sisters to an orphanage. And that was where she learned how to sew. When she was 18, she gained work as a seamstress and pursued a second work singing in clubs. During her brief career as a singer, she got her nickname Coco. At the age of 27, Coco opened her first shop in Paris, starting out selling hats. Later on, she started making clothes. Chanel's works opened up a whole new chapter of fashion in 1920s. At that time, the fashion was restricted for women. They were trapped in super tight corsets under the flashy, excessive dresses. They couldn't eat and they couldn't even breathe. Coco Chanel changed all of that. She launched jersey clothing. Jersey. The fabric was actually reserved for men's underwear. And later on, she introduced the things like well-fitted skirts and pants for women. But her influences were not only on the females. The color black, which many of you are dressing in, after she launched her little black dress. Before that, the black outfits were reserved for funerals or the people who were in mourning. But today, look at us. It's hard to imagine that a world without black as an outfit color choice. So what do I admire about Coco Chanel? First is her courage of speaking her beautiful mind. While other companies settle for seasonal trends, she created a new range of fashion. She stuck to what she felt good looking and comfortable, instead of what kind of products make her fortune or please the masses. Also, I appreciate her passion and persistence in fashion. play victim. Instead, she never forgot her unfortunate personal life. She created every legacy from zero by herself. To sum up, I hope now you know not only about Chanel's fine brand, but also her characters, influences, and why I'm full of admiration for her. When the designer created the new range of fashion, she showed that no one should be limited to the way others think we should be. Coco also showed that we should not hide our true colors from others. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. To begin, I have a question for you. Please raise your hand if you have seen Harry Potter. Thank you. I think everyone has seen it or at least heard about it. Growing up, I was an awful Harry Potter nerd. Therefore, I idolized Hermione Granger, played by Emma Watson. In my opinion, she's the perfect role model for me for various reasons. And today, I'm going to tell you her life, achievement, and why I admire her. Emma Watson was born in Paris in 1990 and raised in UK. She started her acting career at the age of 10. People used to recognize her as Hermione Granger rather than Emma Watson. But how she changed her image from Hermione to heroine, and why she placed number 26 of Time Warner Most Influential People. Here are some of her achievements. Despite being one of the richest young people in the world, she has social conscience. She seems genuinely want to help the world to be better. She dedicated to promoting gender equality. Therefore, she visits Bangladesh and Zambia to promote education for girls. While appointed as UN Women Goodwill Ambassador, she gave the speech, He for She, to stand up for the issue, which also influenced Malala to call herself a feminist after hearing her speech. Also, she supports fair trade. She believed that fashion should always go green. In order to promote, she started an ethical fashion company, People Tree. So what do I admire her? First is her social conscience. I think it's important to use our talents and abilities to bring joy to ourselves and others around us, and to help people as much as we can. I also have great admiration about her commitment and passion for gender equality and fair trade. Finally, I'm inspired by her courage. She doesn't afraid to speak out and take action for what she believes to be right. Today, I've talked about Emma Watson's life, achievement, and why I admire her. In a nutshell, the personality traits are what I admire her the most. Her commitment, passion, and dedication are really admirable and encourage me to work hard and dream big. From her, I learned that do not be afraid to take actions, step forward. I will always refer to her personality and learn her attitude toward life. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. I'm Corinne. It's my pleasure to be here today. Before I start my speech, I would like to ask a question. Who will help you without any complaints or any regrets when you fall? We all have somebody special in our life that we look up to. To me, this admirable person is my mother. My mother is my roots, my foundations, planted seeds in my life. First, I'm going to tell you about a little about her life and achievement, and then why I admire her. My mother was born in Berlin in 1967 and grew up in a rural area, Xiluo. She lived with her parents and two younger brothers. However, her parents were busy at work, therefore, as an eldest daughter, she did all the courses. Besides, she cooked the dinner for her family when she was only 16. My mother is my superwoman. She had made a lot of effort to the family. When she got married to my dad, she wasn't afraid of suffering hardship. Started from scratch with my dad and stayed. Moreover, she did in virtual fertilization at the age of 32. It's a long and tiring path. She had ovulation injections 4 times a day. Until the age of 39, she was finally pregnant. But, in other words, she became an advanced maternal age. Therefore, she bare my younger brother via C-section in order to low down the risk. So, what do I admire about my mother? First, it's her courage. It's really uncommon to see a young lady marrying to a man without any money and willing to start from scratch together. That's amazingly courageous. And I also have great admiration for her responsibility that she takes good care of the whole family. Finally, it is her perseverance. Although she is already 50 years old now, she still goes to the gym 5 times a week in order to keep in shape. How astonishing. All in all, these personality traits are the reason why I admire my mother so much. Agatha Christie once said, "A mother's love for her child is like nothing else in the world. It knows no law and no pity." My dear mother, I love you as the tree loves water and sunshine. You help me grow, prosper, and reach great heights. Because of you, I am what I am today. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. I'm Quina. I'm so glad to be here today. I believe that we all have people we admire. For me, the most important thing for me is what I can learn from the people I admire. Today, I would like to talk about a person who I have appreciated her since I was 12 years old. She is the one of the most famous singer in the world. She is Lady Gaga. Today, I'm going to talk about her life story and achievement. Then I will tell you about the reasons why I admire her so much. Lady Gaga, who was born in New York City in 1986. Her real name is Stephanie Joanne Perminota. When she was 18, she studied in New York University for art. But she was not happy because she wanted to be a singer, so she decided to drop out to pursue her dream. When everyone said she is too old, too edgy, and even too weird that she would never be a big star, she didn't give up. She believed that being herself and special would make her success. Due to her consistency, her first album finally came out in 2009. And she got a huge success that no one had never done before, all because of her fearless attitude for others. Her talent and uniqueness also made her win a lot of awards. She has 6 Grammy Awards and 13 MTV Music Video Awards and 157 million records sold worldwide. She is the first singer that has reached 1 billion views on YouTube. People
People love her for her strong impression. So the reasons why I admire her so much is all because her fearless attitude of everything. She was bullied by her high school classmates because they thought she is a real doll. She has learned that no matter who she was, the haters were going to hate her anyway, so she decided to be herself. That is the way she wanted to be. She is not afraid of being special, so after she became a singer, she has helping a lot of teenagers to define who they really are. I'm not the exception. When I lost my way, I will listen to her song and that made me feel good. I really admire her and respect her as well. She said she told people not to give up. She can make it, so does everyone. All in all, learning about Lady Gaga's life story, achievement, and all her attitude had made me think a lot of myself. Being the way we wanted to be is a very important issue for everyone. She has said, don't you ever let a soul in the world tell you that you can't be exactly who you are. This is definitely helpful for me and everybody. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Hu, my dear class. Today's topic is a man of the winning. To begin, let me ask this. What quality do you admire the most in a person? I believe there are some qualities appear in your mind now. To me, it's courage and struggle. And basically, those qualities I can find from my father. First of all, I will tell you a little bit about his life story in a dream. Then, I will tell you why I admire him so much. My father, he was born in Taichung City in 1965, and his parents raised him up by Ronnie Wilson. However, the income wasn't enough to pay for college, so they only graduated from high school. After graduating, he went to Taipei, which was a prosperous and bustling city, looking for a job. He was an agent of a chemical industry at the time. After working on a decade, he moved to start his own company in 2000. At the early age of 21, he had only less than 10 employees, but after his hard working, he's an employer of 100 people nowadays. During his early career, he worked very hard and worked overtime constantly. At the age of 28, he started his own company. So the profit went very well in the first few years. He never gave up. So his company talent and down-to-earth attitude, he not only ran the company well, but earned trust from employees. That's also because he did care about employees and their family. I still remember there was once that one of the employees' wife was very sick in the hospital. He paid all the medical expenses for her and 50 personally. I guess that's the reason why they all follow him without any complaint. I truly admire his dedication to the company. He's always the first one arriving in the company and the last one leaving to make sure everything is fine. Furthermore, he really get kicked out of his job. Let me show you how good he was. Once upon a time, a super typhoon was coming. Heavy rain was storming outside and everyone had a day off. But there's a man who didn't afraid of danger, insisting to check out where the company was flying. It was like 100 miles away. It's totally insane. And indeed, this man was my father, who I truly admired. However, I can't imagine how much pressure he bears. He has to look after both family and family. No matter how hard it is, he never complains. To sum up, I'm sure you know a bit about his life story and achievement. His struggle has made him who he is today. He tells me the way to succeed is persist in your dream. As the quote says, where there is a will, there is a way. No matter how frustrated you feel, you don't need to stick with our truth. Neither running nor giving up is an option, because life is a one-way ticket. And that is what I have learned from my father. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. To begin, I want to ask you some questions. What qualities makes you admire that person, and how that qualities influence you? Today, I want to introduce a person I truly admire. I believe everyone has heard of her. She is a singer, a dancer, and an entrepreneur. Who is she? She is Asian Madonna Jeling Tsai. Jeling Tsai was born in Taiwan. Before being a singer, she just lived as an ordinary person. When she in senior high school, she organized a band with her friends. However, because she didn't perform as well, she ended up and suspended. In her second year of senior high school, she sang the song The Rose. That makes her receive lots of audience good reflection. So in 1998, she decided to attend MVP singing competition and she won the prize. As a result, in the next year, she launched her first album. And to date, she won 4 Golden Melody Music Awards and gained the Asian Best Artist. And the reason why I admire her so much is because 3 of her qualities. First is her wisdom. Being a singer always have many people to run her down. However, when she faced these public opinions, she always transferred them into her motivation, rather than being frustrated. Second, her perseverance. In many people's sense of being a singer, her responsibility is singing well. However, in order to add more elements in her performance, she learned the gymnastics and pole dancing. Although it is tough to learn, she never gave up. And the last one is innovation. In each of her albums, she added different kinds of source materials. For example, in one of her songs, she used her popularity to support homosexual marriage and add these elements in her song. In conclude, I hope I have told you that her life before being a singer and the reason why I admire her so much. She once said that she still challenges herself. I always stay in my comfort zone, so when I face problems, I always give up or ignore. However, what she said inspired me. I hope I can have the same perseverance as she does. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. I'm sure we all have people we admire, and I'm no exception. Maybe it's your family, friends, or celebrities. And before I start, please put up your hand if you know a book called Life Without Limits is written by Nick Vujicic. Right. If you don't know, it doesn't matter, because today I'm going to tell you why I admire him, and a little about his life and achievements, and then I will tell you why I admire him so much. Nick Vujicic was born in Australia in 1982. He was born without arms and legs. At first, his parents worried about how he would like, but otherwise he healthy. Although he was healthy, his life full of setbacks. Because when he was a kid, he suffered a lot of bullying. So, at the age of 8, he started to plan suicide. However, Nick changing his mind one day because his mom showed him an article. It's about a man suffer a serious disability, and it's let him know he is not only one person with setbacks. So, when he was 17, he started to share his story and founded an organization called Life Without Debts. And in 2005, Nick was nominated for Young Australia of the Year award. Now, Nick already become a successful speaker and also have his own book, Life Without Limit. So, why I admire Nick Vujicic? For one thing, he is the model of overcoming, and he overcoming any setbacks and try to have a normal life. There was once time I fractured my arm and I feel very upset and hard to do anything. So I know it's quite difficult. For another, I'm inspired by him sharing his story to encourage people. The trip is not smooth at first, but he never gave up. He used his actions to touch thousands of people around the world, and he had millions of fans. I'm one of them. To sum up, I hope you already know why I admire Nick Vujicic so much. His life story and spirit made me impressed. As the saying goes, winners never give up. Never give up were successful. When you face the problems, don't run, don't cower, don't say give up. Just do it, overcoming any setback in front of you. I wish we can become the fighters in our life together. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. I believe that we all have dreamed to become astronauts, doctors, and teachers when we were little. What about farmers? Imagine that we are farmers and we have gardens to take care of. Each garden represents our talents and skills. So we not only have to water it every day, but also have to study how to grow it beautifully. Today, I'm going to introduce you to the person who I truly admire. She's Huawei Weirushen. First, I'll talk about her life story and achievements. Then, I will tell you a reason why I admire her so much, and I will show you her magnificent garden that you would definitely fall in love with her. Huawei was born on October 10, 1982, and was raised by her grandmother in Hualien. At first, she was a member in the indies band, Ziranzhen, but she left due to the throat injury. After taking a long break, she had released the personal album. Now, she has 5 albums and many popular songs. Also, she's a radio DJ, and I'll listen to her show before bed every weekday. Besides, she had published a novel, Yanhua. Her writing is delicate and touching. In addition, she had performed in many concerts, especially 2 of them in Taipei Arena, which were really impressive. Apart from this, she had played the main role in the musical Turn Left, Turn Right, which proved that she can also act. This year, she had published the brand Maison de Wa, selling a product designed by herself. Last, Huawei had been nominated for Best Female Singer in Golden Melody Awards for 3 times. So, why do I admire her so much? First, it's her talent. She's a singer, a writer, a DJ, and an actress. Just like a farmer, planting variations of flowers. She takes care of them with hard working and love, so her garden grows up beautifully and brings people joy and courage. I also admire her bravery. She's always willing to challenge herself and try something new. Finally, I'm inspired by her work. Her songs are really inspiring, which can always cheer me up when I'm tired and depressed. Her garden will always be there for me. To me, Huawei is like a farmer who can always spread love and happiness. To conclude, I will show you Huawei's beautiful garden, and I hope you like it. Huawei has taught me not to limit myself, but to discover the things I love. Just plant the seeds and grow up with them. Here's a quote by Huawei. I go all out to bloom like a flower every day. From now on, I'll make all efforts to bloom like a flower like she does. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. I'm Peggy. It's glad to be here today. I believe that everyone will have at least one person that he or she admires a lot, not only because of their appearances, but also personalities and abilities. Today, I'm going to talk about a person that influenced me a lot recently, Kim Namjoon. Maybe some of you have heard and were more familiar with his second name, Red Monster, known as the leader of the popular K-pop group BTS. I'll talk a little about his life and achievements, then tell the reasons why I admire him so much. Red Monster was born in 1994 at Ilsan, South Korea. He started to feel interest in hip-hop when he was 12 and started to write lyrics. After 2 years, he became an underground rapper and launched a mixtape with the name Rachwanda. Started attending auditions, although he failed. Fortunately, he met a company PD who worked with him until now and started to prepare a group. At 2013, he debuted as BTS in Korea. He launched another mixtape called RM at 2015, which was selected as the top 50 hip-hop album at the year by American Music Media Spain. There are some reasons why I admire him so much. First, intelligence. Red Monster got taught 850 when he was in junior high, and he learned English all by himself. His IQ is 148. It's really high. Second, courage of chasing his dream. As I mentioned before, he met the company PB and started to prepare a group. At the same time, he knew that he was able to attend the top 3 universities in South Korea, but he decided to chase his dream of making music instead. It's really brave to make this kind of decision at age only 15. I'm not sure what I really want to do, even if I'm 20 now, so I really appreciate that. Last, hardworking. At the beginning after his debut, people judges him with bad words and
doubted his ability, but he never gave up on making his own music. Now, he's not only a rapper, a singer, but also a lyricist, composer, and producer. Participates almost every song in his group. The title track of their latest album ranked number 14 at the UK chart and hits Billboard Hot 100, which breaks the K-pop record. He also collaborated with the Chainsmokers this year. It shows that his music is not just accepted by fans, but also worldwide artists and listeners. To sum up, I think I have explained the reason why I admire Red Monster's intelligence, courage of chasing his dream, and hardworking. People may consider that the group's honor doesn't belong to him, but without Red Monster, the group won't exist. Learning about him also made me think about myself. What should I do and what I really want to do? I think I will never forget how he ended his award speech at the Billboard stage. Love myself, love yourself. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. I'm Eva. To begin, I would like to ask you a question. Have anyone heard of Chen Shujun? Today, I'd like to talk about a person I truly admire. I believe that each of you all have a person inspire you a lot. For me, that person is Chen Shujun. First, I will talk about her background and achievement, and then I'll tell you why I admire her so much. Chen Shujun was born in Yunlin in 1951. Her parents had 6 children, and she was the second one. In order to live, her family relied on selling fruits and vegetables in traditional markets. At the age of 13, her mother passed away because of the difficult birth. And 5 years later, 2 of her younger brothers also passed away, one after another. So she shouldered the duty of raising her family. She not only supported her older brother's study, but also took care of her younger brother and younger sister. This experience motivated her to help other poor people. Over the past 2 decades, she donated over $10 million to the building of a school, library, and a hospital wing. She has also donated to some orphanages. Chen Shujun's good deeds quickly gained attention from all over the world. She was selected as one of the 100 most influential people in Heroes category by Time magazine. At the same time, Reader Digest also named her Asian of the Year, and Forbes Asia also selected her as one of their 48 heroes of philanthropy. It might seem that madness to give away most of your wealth, but Chen Shujun insists it's not that difficult. She once said that it's not how much money you make that matters, but how you use your money. And what is so wonderful about her achievement is not what is so wonderful about her achievement is it's not its extraordinariness, but that it is so simple and the matter of fact in its generosity. And that's why I admire her so much. And to sum up, decide to help people, you can become extraordinary. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. I'm so glad to be here today. I want to ask you a question before I start my topic today. Have you ever watched the movie Titanic? The leading role, Leonardo DiCaprio, who is the person I was truly admire. So today, I will talk about his life story, his achievements, and why I admire him so much. Leonardo DiCaprio was born in Los Angeles in 1974, and when he was 15 years old, about late 1980s, he started his career. At the beginning, he was just a supporting role in advertising, and then he also plays in TV series such as Santa Barbara or Green Pants. In 1991, he started his movie career. Twitter 3 is his first movie. But when it comes to which movie made him international fame, it must be Titanic. Which was really popular and touched all of audience hearts. And he also won lots of awards. For example, in 1997, he plays the movie Romeo and Juliet. And this movie made him won the Best Actor in Leading Role in the Berlin International Film Festival. And in 2014, he also won the Best Actor because of the movie The Wolf of Wall Street. In 2015 and 2016, he plays the movie The Revenant. And this movie also made him won the Best Actor in Oscars. In 2016, the documentary movie Before the Flood also won the documentary film Before the Flood also, which was made by him, also won the best documentary film in Oscars. So I want to talk about why I admire him so much. First, of course, he was an excellent actor. All of the roles he plays can always touch audience hearts. And although he is popular and has a nice looking, but he's still willing to try different types of roles: the funny, romantic, serious, or prop. All of his plays can always touch audience hearts. And the second, is not only an actor, a producer, but also an environment promoter. When he won the Best Actor in Oscars, his speech is not only about things, but also for the importance of environment. So, in conclusion, I have already talked about his life story, his achievements, and why I admire him so much. From him, I learned that I should not only love myself, but also have to learn everything surrounding me. I hope you can love my speech today. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and fellow classmates. It's my pleasure to be here, and I'm glad to see you all. Before I start, I have a question for you. I believe all of you guys have a person you admire in your mind. But what's your definition to admire this word? Some people say when it comes to disaster like 9/11 in USA, Iran, and Japan, the people who contribute, donate a lot of money for it, help the world get married, you say, oh, I admire him. But for me, I think admire this word has more definite meaning for it. Like people must help you get through the hard time in your life, give you a hand when you feel playing, and I will feel admired. Then I'm going to introduce the person who makes me admired. His name is OY, the Magical Man, OY Ouyang Zhimin. First, I'm going to talk about his life story, and then I'm going to give you the 3 main reasons why I admire him. For his life story, he was born in Taoyuan in 1992. Now he's 25 years old, only older than us a couple of years. His major is applied film language in City University before the Continental School, so he's our senior schoolmates. He was start to dance weekend when he was senior high school and started to testing the performing arts about 3 years ago. His works over there would be It Take Two Tangos and Grow Up. And you can search on the internet, it was truly awesome. For me, I like to call me a pioneer of combining street dance and performing arts because the people who dance street dance and performing arts, they keep working on street dance and performing arts. They don't try to combine together. I think this is why the magical reason like makes me to American because he being the first person to combine the two of things and that did the things that no one had ever done before. For his achievement, he really did a great success on popping battles in China, Guangzhou champion, Korea basketball, in Taiwan, even big events competition, there's no even competition, usually get champions. And then here are the 3 main reasons why American. First, of course, is dancing ability. He's an international dancer like NBA, who don't like LeBron James and Stephen Curry. So I really, truly admire him. Second is his leadership. Make an example, about 2 years ago, we have USC poppers in USC Dance Club who have participated in a competition, it's called College High. And College High is an event to all over the Taiwan scholar students, and we won the champion. When it was practice, he did all the training programs and choreography our dancers have by himself. And he always told us, don't be afraid, he tried to encourage us, we can win the champion, stick us together. And he said a sentence to us, and attitude is a little things that makes the difference. I think this sentence we keep in with mind too that makes me win the champion. And third reason is he's a person who always treat our people sincerely and always concerned about people around him. Just like me. And 1 year ago, I was screwed up a relationship. And being a junior student, I couldn't find what I'm going to in the future. It just showed up, sending a message to me, invite me to dancing with him, and told me that dancing is a way to reduce stress. He also sent me, before you try to love someone, love yourself first. And he helped me to find out what I'm going to do in the future. So let's make it in a nutshell. After we know about his life story and 3 main reasons why I admire him, I believe all of us have learned one thing is that sometimes life will hit you with the bricks, but don't lose your faith. Life is so limited, like, don't waste your time in someone's life. You don't need to be a rich man or people who have authority power in the world. You are really a star. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. I'm happy to be here today. Let me start with a quick question first. Have you guys heard of the lyrics? It goes like, but I won't hesitate, no more, no more. It cannot wait, I'm yours. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this song. It's called I'm Yours by Jason Mraz, a famous American singer and songwriter. In the following speech, I will talk about his life story, his music career, his achievement, and why I admire him. Let me start with his life story. He was born and raised in Virginia. Having a strong interest in music, he attended American Musical and Dramatic Academy, but dropped out a year later when he decided to pick up his guitar at the age of 18 and started exploring his music talent on the street of Manhattan. His album, We Sing, We Dance, We Steal Things, is the most successful album so far. The song I'm Yours became Mraz's first top 10 hits on Billboard. In the year of 2010, he won his first 2 Grammy Awards. One for the Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals for Lucky, and another one for the Best Pop Male Singer for Weak in Mind. In the year of 2013, he was presented the People's Choice Award for Best Pop Male Singer. As for his personal life, Mraz lives a health-conscious lifestyle. He said that he eats mostly raw vegan foods, and his vegan diet has also influenced his music. He is actively involved with a number of social issues, such as environment, human rights, and LGBT equality, etc. He established the Jason Mraz Foundation in 2011 with an aim to support charity working for human rights, environment preservation, and education. So, what do I admire about Jason Mraz? First, is his songwriting talent. I feel I have a strong connection with his lyrics. His lyrics inspire me in many ways, such as the spirit of never give up when things get you down. Also, unlike other pop superstars, he has a different way to approach his fame and fortune. He invests in many social issues. All in all, I hope I've shown Jason Mraz's life story, his achievement, and how he inspired me through his lyrics. I'm going to end with a quote that written by him. One I love the most. Even the stars they burn, some even fall to the earth. We've got a lot to learn, because God knows we're worth it. No, I won't give up. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. Before starting my speech, I want to ask you a question. Please raise your hand if you have ever heard about a Taiwanese band called Mayday. Thank you. The vocalist of Mayday once said that there is a song by Mayday in everyone's hearts. Most of us know at least one their song, even we are not their fans. And today I'm going to introduce the vocalist of Mayday, Xin, who is also a composer, a designer, a lyricist, and even a supervisor. I will tell you his life story, his accomplishments, and why I admire him so much. Xin was born in 1975 in Taipei, and he studied in the art class in his high school. While studying in high school, he joined a guitar club and met his band members. Since then, he had shown his best ability in music. After that, he majored in interior design in USC and demonstrated his talent completely. And in 1995, he formed a band called Soul Band, which is a predecessor of Mayday. And eventually, in 1997, Mayday made their debut, and he is the vocalist of it. And so, at first, Mayday is inglorious when they perform, and the only audience is their boss. But with their hard work and his talent, today Mayday has been performed over 3 million fans with sold-out concerts in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and China, and so on. And in 2013, they went on the BBC News and to be interviewed. And this year, to public expectations, Xin won the Best Lyrics in Golden Melody Awards. So why do I admire him so much? First is his creativity. He has lots of incredible own design. And second is his generous. I work in his cafe and he treats his employee very well. And then he explored what he saw and what he heard by his music and his lyrics. And what's more, to be on the BBC News is not an easy thing, so I think they are the glory of Taiwan. And the last one is his influence. By his life story and his inspirational experience, I can get lots of courage to keep moving on. And so to sum up, I hope I have shown his personalities, his striving, and his influence for all of you. A vocalist from Irish rock band once said that music can change the world because it can change people. It makes me think about what can I do for my country or even the whole world. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. I'm Melody, and I'm happy to be here today. I'm sure that all of you have heard the saying, live and learn, but how many of you can really put it into practice? Here is a person who is over 50 years old but keeps learning and improving himself. Wow, he's my father, a person I truly admire. Today, I'm going to tell you a little about his life and achievements, and then I'll tell you why I admire him so much. My father was born in 1963 in Chiayi. Since he was a child, he has liked painting. And in elementary school, his teacher found that he not only liked painting, but also be good at doing that. So from then on, my father had gone to many places to participate in different kinds of painting contests. And then in 1997, my father started to work in Chinese television system. He was in program department and designed many things for some famous TV shows. Although my father has already been good at painting, he still couldn't be satisfied with himself and wanted to enhance his painting skills. So last year, my father decided to continue his education of in-service master program in National Taiwan Normal University. Then let me talk about my father's achievements. From elementary school to college, my father was always on behalf of school to sign up for many painting contests, and he was also won many first prizes in national contests. When he worked in Chinese television system, he designed many things and planned programs for the famous TV show, and also led the show won the Golden Bell Awards. So why do I admire my father so much? First is his excellent painting abilities. He is not only good at one painting style, he is versed in sketching, oil painting, traditional Chinese painting, and even computer graphics. I also have a lot of respect for his attitude. Despite having talent, he keeps working hard on painting. He is never small. Finally, I really admire him because he lives and learns. He never thinks that he's too old to learn. Instead, he is proactive to find any ways to learn and upgrade his talents. To conclusion, I hope I've shown why I think my father's life, achievements, and his personal qualities, all of which make him an inspiring role model for me. I will end with a quote. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% inspiration. Although my father has a gift for painting, he still keeps learning. So I think my father's hardworking attitude is really worth for me and all of you to imitate. Thank you.